Hello and welcome to my channel, I Win to Lose Gaming. Genshin Impact is known for its explosive power gains as you invest more primo gems into your account, especially for those illustriously expensive 5-star weapons. However, some of the 4-star weapons are no slouch either. And in today's video, we'll be going over the 10 best 4-star weapons in my opinion in Genshin Impact. There's a lot of 4-star weapons in Genshin Impact, so there's a lot of content to go through. However, you'd be surprised at just how many bad 4-star weapons there are. I bet most of you don't even remember that the Sword of Declension even exists. What does it do? Nobody knows, but needless to say, it sucks. But really quick, it's time to pay some bills, and today's sponsor is Dragon Raja. Dragon Raja is an epic, massively multiplayer online RPG with over 35 million registered players. That's a lot of players. And right now, they're having a huge summer update with tons of new gameplay, mounts, challenges, and free gifts for everyone. Dragon Raja is one of the best character creations currently on mobile, and there are a ton of stunning cosmetics to make your perfect waifu or husbando. Just look at some of these costumes. Absolutely fabulous. Dragon Raja has 10 unique classes to also fit your personal playstyle. Combined with the character customization, you get to play how you want to play, looking how you want to look. Oh, and did I mention your perfect husbando or waifu? Well, in Dragon Raja you can get married and build a house with your literal husbando or waifu. Seriously, there's a bit of everything in this epic mobile MMORPG for everyone. Housing, mounts, pets, combat, career, live PvP, it's got everything you can imagine. So what are you waiting for? Smash that link down below to get started today for free with Dragon Raja. Use my code DR730 to redeem Secret Command50 for a limited time. Huge thanks to Dragon Raja for sponsoring today's video. After much deliberation and internal conflict, I did manage to narrow down this exhaustive 4-star weapon list to 10 4-star weapons. Kind of. For weapons with clear and obvious one-to-one counterparts to them, like the Royal series of weapons, which spans across all weapon types, I consider that Royal series of weapons as a single 4-star weapon type to consider. Let's kick this off with number 10, the White Blind. You might be surprised to see this here, but the White Blind is the only craftable 4-star weapon to make it to this list. It being craftable and actually really good for two stellar DPS characters, Noelle and Arataki Ito, makes me comfortable to put it on this list. And besides, we need to have some representation for craftable 4-star weapons. What makes the White Blind make the cut is that with a bit of luck, due to needing Claymore billets to drop, the White Blind at Refinement 5 is only around 10% weaker than a Refinement 1 Red Hornstone Thresher. The White Blind provides an outlandish amount of defense, up to 99.7% defense, which is amazing for the two defense scaling Claymore characters in the game, Noelle and Ito. And because those two characters are actually very solid as DPS characters, as such the White Blind deserves a place as the only craftable weapon to make this list. Number 9 goes to the Dragon's Bane. So the Dragon's Bane is a remarkable weapon for a few reasons, with the main one being Hu Tao. Hu Tao is and has been a fan favorite and top tier DPS character, needing only one additional teammate to excel, either Xingqiu or Yelan. The Dragon's Bane at Refinement 5 puts Vape Hu Tao's damage at nearly 88% of a Staff of Homa, which is incredible for a common 4-star weapon. 4-star gacha weapons are divided into two types of, rarity: common 4-stars, which are on every single banner, like the Dragon's Bane, and special 4-star weapons which are only on weapon banners like the Lithic Spear. Most players don't pull as much on weapon banners and thus are unlikely to have many refinements on weapons like the Lithic Spear. As such, a highly refined Dragon's Bane is much more common for most players, and thus I give it some additional value because of that. And it's not only just limited to Hu Tao either. Rosaria can get some very juicy reverse melts, and Xiangling can get some great reverse vape damage. This is the perfect weapon for 3 incredible characters, and that's why it's earned its number 9 spot. Number 8 is the Black Cliff series. We have our first series of weapons on this list, and it just happens to be the Black Cliff line of weapons. These Star Glitter Shop weapons are a great universal weapon choice for pretty much any attack scaling or even just DPS character in the game, sporting a healthy amount of crit damage and a conditional attack percent buff when you kill enemies. If you're ever unsure of what weapon to slap onto your DPS character, there's a really good chance that the Black Cliff series will perform decently. The universality of these weapons and the fact that, while while a bit expensive in terms of star glitter, anyone can get these for free, is what makes them a decent contender for a spot in this top 10 list. At Refinement 5 and with 3 kill stacks, these tend to perform roughly 10 to 20% worse than a signature 5-star weapon. Unfortunately, the kill stack condition does hold these weapons back, and if it were something else more controllable, the Blackcliff series could have ended up higher on this list. There's also the problem of each Blackcliff weapon costing star glitter, which for a Refinement 5 Blackcliff weapon actually costs quite a lot of pulls. But the great thing about the Blackcliff is, let's say you have the Blackcliff bow, you can slap it onto pretty much any new bow DPS character and do just fine with it, although it's rarely the best option. Overall though, the Blackcliff series is a great universal series of weapons. Number 7 goes to the Widsith. The Widsith is here for a few reasons, the first being that it is a common 4-star weapon on every single gacha. The second is that almost all of the 5-star catalysts have serious issues. The Widsith actually outperforms most 5-star weapons for 10 seconds and provided it gets the right buff. In fact, many nuke showcases with various characters are done with this common 4-star weapon. It's rare for a common 4-star weapon to outperform its 5-star counterparts in any way at all, and the Widsith being able to provide higher nukes and higher DPS for 10 seconds is what makes it a remarkable 4-star weapon. Unfortunately, the Widsith does have a lot of issues like its long downtime and RNG buff, so that's why it's not any higher on this list. Number 6 is the Rust. Now you might be a bit surprised to see the Rust here, but we've all been thinking about Yoimiya lately because her rerun's right around the corner. First of all, the Rust is a common 4-star weapon. Let me know what refinement yours is, I'm also curious about that. Anyway, the Rust is one of the highest performing unconditional 4-star weapons in comparison to its 5-star counterpart. At Refinement 5, Yoimiya with the Rust is doing around 96% of a Refinement 1 Thundering Pulse's damage. Of course, team buffs tend to favor the Thundering Pulse more, but this is still an amazing detail going in favor of the Rust. Yoimiya has also aged quite well in the meta, and besides, it's not like she's the only character that can make great use of the Rust. Tartaglia is another great user, and players that are still leveling up their adventure rank can use Machine Gun Fischl with this weapon, due to it being a common 4-star weapon and being close in performance to one of the best 5-star weapons in the game. The Rust has earned its 6th spot on this list. Number 5 goes to the Battle Pass series of weapons, mainly the Serpent Spine. Now we all know that money buys power, and this is no exception. The Serpent Spine is an amazing weapon providing crit rate and a ton of bonus damage, with the added catch of needing to not take damage. The Serpent Spine performs similarly to its 5-star counterparts, and to have this type of explosive power for just $9.99 makes this an actual reasonable purchase. Fortunately, 3 of its best users, Eula, Diluc, and Ito, all really enjoy having Zhongli as a teammate as well, and other users like Noelle, Beidou, Xinyan, Chongyun all have their own shields or don't need to stay on the field for long to output their damage. Now of course, to Refinement 5 your Serpent Spine you need $50 and also 30 weeks for 5 battle passes. The other battle pass weapons are solid as well, with the Deathmatch and Solar Pearl standing out as great all-rounder weapons in their categories, and the Black Sword being good for Kami Boba Ayato as well as Kachin. Then there's the Viridescent Hunt, which is nice for child, but its refinements don't really do anything. Anyway, if these weapons were free and easier to obtain at Refinement 5, they'd get a higher placement on this list, but alas, that is not the case. Number 4 is the Sacrificial series of weapons. We all know the Sacrificial series of weapons, how the polearm was sacrificed to the odd decision making of MiHoYo. The extra elemental skill is phenomenal, especially on characters that have multiple hits on their elemental skill. They provide energy recharge as well, making them a great option for batteries and support characters. All of them being common 4-star weapons also means you're likely to have some refinements on them, which admittingly at lower refinements they are rather unreliable. Some of the best characters in the game, Xingqiu and Diona, are great with the correct sacrificial weapon, and others like Kazuha and Sucrose can have a lot of additional utility and particles thanks to these sacrificial weapons. Even to this day, I sometimes still use these sacrificial weapons for my DPS showdowns, mostly to funnel energy to the main DPS character, and most of you probably know that I'm a Giga Whale, so if a Giga Whale like myself is using them, they must be a valuable set of weapons. Number 3 is the only event weapon on this list, the Cinnabar Spindle. miHoYo really wanted to boost Albedo's sales by releasing this thing. This is literally his best in slot option for most situations, and allows him to do some serious damage completely off field. The fact that this weapon was given to us completely for free and at Refinement 5 is actually crazy. We have the best in slot option for a limited 5-star character completely free. I remember Albedo was actually released originally with the Summit Shaper on the weapon banner, likely scamming a lot of individuals out of their valuable Primo Gems thinking that the Summit Shaper was a good weapon for him. Anyway, an event weapon actually made this list simply for being the actual best option for a limited 5-star character, and that 5-star character being a great character in general. Number 2 is the catch. The only catch with the catch is that you need to sacrifice a portion of your sanity catching a ton of fish for this weapon. The catch is incredible on so many great polearm characters, including one of the best characters in the game, the Raiden Shogun. This thing provides energy recharge and even crit rate for burst damage and elemental burst damage. And what characters besides the Raiden Shogun enjoy using this? Xiangling, Rosaria, and Zhongli. The fact that 3 of the best characters in the game and 1 great character can all use this weapon to great effect makes this thing amazing, and it synergizes perfectly with the best artifact set, the Emblem of Severed Fates. The biggest catch, however, with the catch is that a popular team has Raiden and Xiangling in it, and thus both of them cannot be using the catch at the same time. Anyway, because this weapon is a permanent addition to the game, which you can farm leisurely at your own pace, or sacrifice your sanity farming it all at once, and it being great on 3 of the best characters in the game puts this weapon in the number 2 spot on my list. And the number 1 best 4-star weapon is, drumroll please, the Predator. This weapon is insane and amazing. Anything related to Aloy is going to crush the Genshin Impact meta. I bet you don't even remember what the heck this thing does. 66 attack? Holy crap. This changes everything. On top of not knowing what it does, it only working on the PlayStation, and the attack buff only working on Aloy makes it even better. This way, I can forget I even have this thing while playing on my oversized paperweight called a PC. The FOMO is severe for me, and my Aloy is missing out on the best 4-star weapon in Genshin Impact. Okay, so the actual number 1 weapon, in my opinion, is the Favonius series. The Favonius series have aged so incredibly well and have been around since day 1. I personally use them all the time on my account on a ton of different support characters. These weapons alleviate so many energy woes and can have any underperforming character actually add value to your team. And unlike the Sacrificial series of weapons, you don't need to dedicate additional screen time to utilize these. As long as you have some high crit rate artifacts and refinements on these weapons, you're going to be funneling a ton of energy for your entire team. The low 6-second cooldown at Refinement 5 and 100% chance to activate on crit makes this thing incredibly reliable. And frankly, this weapon is the best in slot weapon for Zhongli and Goro, and arguably even Yunjin. And it's a great weapon on Rosaria, Toma, Diona, even Traveler. I mean, really the list is the entire cast of characters. And the fact that the polearm actually exists for this series of weapons, unlike the Sacrificial series, makes this just so much more universal. So it being a common 4-star weapon, universal across all weapon types and characters, it being perfectly usable at level 1, and it being a weapon that me, a mega whale, still uses all the time, makes this the best 4-star weapon in my opinion. So there you go, my top 10 list of best 4-star weapons in Genshin Impact. Some honorable mentions include the String List for being a great weapon on many bow characters and for nuking with Child, the Luxurious Sea Lord for how luxuriously beautiful it is, and the Lithic weapons. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my list. And don't forget to smash the sponsors link down below because they really make these videos possible and they're super helpful for my channel. Also, I regularly make Genshin Impact videos ranging from Caesar showcases, DPS showdowns, guide videos, and more. So be sure to smash the subscribe button as it's the best and easiest way for you to support my work. Also, don't forget to like the video and leave a comment for the YouTube algorithm. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Win to Lose, signing out.